Okay, people, I've got a lot going on here today. One of the things I've got going on, as you can see, I'm out at the smoker again as usual. You know how Smokehouse meets BBQ Catering, Michael Short does it. And what I've got going right now is some asparagus. And I've got the asparagus smoking with just a tad little bit piece of ham on it. Right next to it I've got some ham slices going on as well. Okay, so I'm doing some smoking. I've got several recipes going on here that you'll be able to take a look at here shortly. I'm going to do a smokehouse stir fry that you're not going to believe, which has absolutely nothing to do with these asparagus though. This is for an order that I had that came in, so I'm working on an order at the same time. Alright, so in addition, what I have going on is I have some ribs going on. They also have some rib tips going on as well. So I'm smoking those. The ribs are for order, but the rib tips are actually for my stir fry. So take a look at that, and you'll see how we're going to put all this together shortly. Ooh, a little steam there. So here we are again at Smokehouse meets BBQ Catering. A little earlier I showed you that we had some rib tips on the grill smoking because I'm going to make a stir fry, but I'm going to make it the Smokehouse meets BBQ Catering way, of course. So what we've got now is the rib tips are actually done, or half done. I brought them in, and what I'm going to do is fix them with the rest of the recipe here very shortly. But what I want to show you is part of the other recipe that's going to go in. And so what we have here are some green onion and chives. We have some regular onions, pineapple, and some actual pepperoni there. Okay, all this is going to go in the stir fry. With addition, we're going to make some green beans, or we have some green beans that are going to go in it as well as some rice. Okay, and we're going to put a couple other seasonings in there so you can see how we bring this all together. But first off, we're going to do is finish off our actual rib tips that we're going to use in the stove or on the actual stove here and get that done for you. Alright? Alright, so first thing we're going to do is get our pan hot. So we're going to take that pan and put it on a high heat of at least medium or a little higher. And we're going to let that pan get hot till it starts to smoke a little bit. What I'm using today is canola oil, which has a little higher volume in terms of burning temperature, so it's not going to burn as easy. We're going to let that get hot, and then we're going to start off with our rib tips first. Okay, now that we've got our temperature up, you can see our pan is smoking. First thing we're going to do is add in our rib tips. Okay, you can see how that's smoking already. What I have on my board also is some ham that we're going to add to it as well. So we're going to set that aside. We'll get those rib tips going real good there. Alright, next we're going to add in our onion. Okay. And we're going to add in our pepperoni. Okay. And we're going to add in our ham. Okay. We're going to let that work together for a minute. Okay, now it's time to add the garlic. Okay. And we're going to add the green material, when I say material, I mean cilantro, onions, and chives at the end. But actually we're going to add the onion part of the chives right now, and we're going to add all the rest to it right as we end or come to the end. We got a couple more things we got to add to it though. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is a dash of rice wine vinegar. Hopefully you can see that there. I'm just going to put a little of that in there. Okay. And the next thing we're going to add is some soy sauce, of course. Okay, so add that in there. Okay. And give all that a turn. Alright, you're going to let that settle in for about 5 minutes before you add anything else. Alright, if you don't have any fresh ginger, you can always add some ground ginger to it as well, but it is a pretty important ingredient that goes into it. Just sprinkle about, I'd say about half a tablespoon onto there. Give it another stir. Almost done. Alright, so what I've done now is I've bumped up the heat a little bit, and now I'm going to add my green beans. Nice, good looking color. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to add my rice. I'm going to give that a stir. So as you can see, this is a building process, a little bit at a time. Alright, so the remainder of our ingredients are cilantro, our chives for the green onions, and last but not least, our pineapple. Okay? So add a little more soy sauce to that. Okay. And we also have one last ingredient that we're going to put in, and it's called hoisin. Okay, hoisin sauce. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of that in as well.